Here we're going over how to explain the procedure for multiplying fractions and how it is valid. So here you can see a box. You can't see that it's all the way broken up, but if you were to think about it, you can see here that there's 4 spots, and one of those 4 spots is covered. So here is my 1/4. Also, if you look here, there's 3 spots, and one of those 3 is covered. There is my 1/3. So if you took all of those and you figured out how many boxes were total, which is done by multiplying the 2 denominators, there would be 12 spots, and one of those spots would be covered. And that can be done by multiplying 1 by 1. 1 times 1 is 1, and 3 times 4 is 12. Here's another one with a box. You can see, oh, yes, you can see here that there are 4 boxes here. And of those 4, 1 would have been shaded. Here's my 1/4. Here you can see that the box would have been divided into 5. And of those 5 would have been shaded 3. There's my 3/5. So 3 out of 20 altogether is shaded. And that can be done as well by multiplication. 3 times 1 is 3. 5 times 4 is 20. So we have 3 of 20 spots shaded. I really like this description and this explanation of fractions and multiplying them. I sort of think of it kind of as dividing. Of course, that would definitely confuse kids, but you are sort of dividing a box between the two to figure out how many total. So it's kind of interesting. And I've never seen it done like this, so it's great. So here they make it a little harder for you, because you can't really see. Here they have the boxes, but here they have little tick marks. So then you can kind of assume that this would go all the way across. So therefore, there's 3 rows, and of those 3 rows, 2 would have been covered. So we have our 2/3 here. And then you can look across and there you can see there's 4 rows, and of those 4 rows, 1 is covered. So we have 1/4. And of those pieces, to figure this out, we could see that there's be 1 box here and 1 box here. So there's 2 out of 12. And that can be done multiplying as well. 1 times 2 is 2, and 4 times 3 is 12. And moving on to this one, you can see we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tick marks, leaving us 5 spaces. And of those 5 spaces, 3 would have been filled. So we have 3/5 here. Here you can tell 4 boxes, or 4 rows, and 3 of them were filled in. So there's our 3/4. So if we were to multiply this out, we'd get 3 times 3 is 9, and 4 times 5 is 20. So 9 of our 20 spots are shaded. Here I went ahead of myself, and it says to use the math drawings, not use math drawings. You know, they're right here. So we have 1/4 times 1/3, and it equals 1 over 4 times 3, and that can be shown here. So here's our full unit, and then we separate that into our 1/3. There's our 1/3. Here we're going to separate it further into our fourths, though I like how they gave you this here at the end so that you could really tell that it was 12, 1/12. But here you can see that this would be our 1/4 that would be shaded. So the 2 that are shaded together is 1/12. And that can be done with multiplying as well. So we have 1 times 1 equals 1, and then we have 4 times 3 equals 12. So our total would be 1/12. Here we have another math drawing, and it is representing 2/3 times 5/8. So here we have 2 times 5 over 3 times 8. So here we have 1 unit, and so of these fractions are taking part of a unit. So here we have our 5/8, and then it's divided into our 2/3. So here's our 2/3 that would have been shaded. And so here you can see, here's our 3 times our 8. So that gives us 24 boxes completely. And so when we take our little shaded spot here of 2 times 5, that gives us our 10. So you can see here, this is our top, our numerator, and the whole figure will be our denominator. My next drawing kind of really helps wrap this together. So it says to use the definition of multiplication and math drawings to explain why 2/5 times 3/7 equals 2 times 3 over 5 times 7. So again, here we're taking from a whole unit. So our denominator will become what that unit is made of. Here we have our 2/5 in rows and columns. And then here I have our 3/7 in rows. And so if you look here, I have our 5. Oh my gosh, well, let's just flip-flop those around here. Here we have 5 up on top would have been here. And then here would have been our 7. So that it gives us our denominator of 35. And then if you look here in our little shaded spot, we have 2 times 3, which gives us our 6. So that is how you use multiplication and math drawings to explain our 2 times 3 over 5 times 7.